Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Superbike 22 and it's now time for the circuit of Barcelona here in Montmello. It's time for round 8 of our career mode. So for race 1 we are starting in pole position, and a qualifying we've pretty much dominated. We start in the pole and hopefully we can stay in the pole spot as we bring on the power. But look at Lecco, look at Mercado up there as well, up into second position, and Happy Siren. He's out of nowhere, up into the top 4. We've dropped down to about 5th position, but going brave around the outside from the Honda and the Yamaha. We'll slip back over the inside and get into the podium positions once more. Brave around the outside of Locatelli there as well. But let me tell you guys, the free practice went swimmingly. Since the improvements of this bike and the more and more confidence I'm building in this game, I feel really good now. And I feel like I could be in every single track. But look at Mercado up in the inside of the Honda. So the satellite now leading the way here in Barcelona. Lecco for the man from this part of the world wants to obviously take a good spot here and maybe regain some championship points against Alvaro Bautista. So Mercado in the lead. Do we have a chance to go up in the inside into the TV3? Not going to happen. Not as of yet. So 7 laps in this first race. We're going to be trying to push past Mercado because I do feel I've got the speed to get away from him and the rest of the pack as well. But for now, 2.5 tenths of a second in Mercado's bag. It's going to be a challenge into Lakaisha for turn 10 as we now go for the left-hand side. Lakaisha yields no overtakes for us this time around. Mercado is there, he's gone wide, we take advantage. Going into turn 11, we do take the top spot. But there's Mercado again, up on the inside, pushing us wide. He knows he's got to stay ahead of the pack if he wants any chance of winning this one. If we get away, we're going to just start churning out the lap times. We were so rapid in the practice and qualifying sessions. I think I only did around 3 or 4 laps because I knew we were going to be competitive enough to get a victory here today. But with the slipstream enabled and power to the maximum with the Kawasaki, that's all about the power in my career mode. I'm going to try and go up the inside for turn 1. Outbraked by Mercado. Brilliant stuff from the Argentine there as we go for the first corner. And what a great start this has been for this Spanish GP. This is exactly what I would have wanted, and I'm happy that we've got a bit of a battle here with the AI. Now look down to the order on the left hand side there. Not a single Ducati in the top 8 there. What on earth is going on? And no Alvaro Bautista, so this is fantastic news for myself and Iker Lecco. But now to the right hand side for turn 4. Turn 5 is where I'm pretty strong as we'll go firm on the brakes, but Mercado playing it well. Defensive line, very tight to the apex, holds it in as we bit of contact. Rear wheel on front wheel. Usually the front wheel misses out, but thankfully we both stay on board our motorcycles as we got very close to the apex of turn 7 there for TV3. Now to the right hand side for turn 9. Keep it in. Oh, we've gone way too wide there. Slipping a little bit wide and also onto the rumble strip. Oh, oh my goodness, the curb almost ended our Spanish career mode and probably our career at that point. That was a very scary crash. Almost, excuse me, not a crash, but certainly a big moment. Not as bad as the moment we had in the Mazzano test where we hurtled into the gravel numerous times. We're now coming out of turn 12. Get onto the right hand side and we keep it in for the Europe car, and then into the final corner of the Catalunya corner as we now go into the right hand side. A little bit deep, but we should still have a good exit here. But look at the speed that AI gets on the acceleration. We've got the speed now down the straight, 148.896 for us as we're going to try and have a lunge into turn 1, late on the brakes. Can we get it stopped? We can. Mercado's still there. Mercado wants to go around the outside, but that would have been a bold move even for him. 2 tenths of a second we might have gained on him into turn 3 because of that moment there. If he just yielded the position and just tried to fight me back, he probably could have got through. But he wanted that position and he wanted it badly. So is this the moment? Are we going to pull away? Power setting 3 is still in our future for now. Only a bit more fuel losing per lap, so we should be pretty strong. But wide into turn 5. Still good. Still good. I generally expected Mercado to sneak up on the inside of the British rider, but thankfully we still hold on to the top spot. So this is what I was alluding to start the Grand Prix. Getting to the front and getting away from these riders will be critical. I think this will be the breaking point for Mercado, Locatelli, Lecco, Tamburini up there in 5th position as well. Bloody hell, didn't see that happening. Cyrene in 6th, Lowe's in 7th, and Toprak down in 8th. Not a championship defence we expected from the Turkish rider, but now into the right-hand side for turn 12. A little bit of a change of position there. Another Yamaha up into the top 4. And this time, it's Tamburini. What a bizarre race this has been. All the satellite teams leading. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't know about the Ducatis, but I'm sure it's going to be a satellite Ducati as well, just to fit with the theme, and not a single BMW up there either. But across the line, we are going to improve the lap time. It's now a 1:40.482. Good laps coming in here. I think we can do a lot better than that, but I'm just managing it for this part of the Grand Prix. Down to power setting 2. Let's try and regain some fuel, and that way if we do really need it and push comes to shove, we'll have some additional fuel to use for the latter stages of the Grand Prix. But lap 4 of 7 beckons us for a victory here today, and this would be our 4th victory in a row. That has never happened. The last time we took victory, the next Grand Prix, we had a disaster, and that was Donington Park. This time it's going to be changing. We have a new future ahead of us, and we could really close in on the World Championship. I said that the World Championship may not be out of reach, but it did seem like it in Donington and then in Most. But we really bounced back, especially in the end of Most. Most was the key moment for me. I felt like I really regained confidence and really found something within Superbike 22, and especially with the Kawasaki. Now, since we've been doing the online live streams with you guys and racing some of the fast riders that frequently beat me, I've been finding speed and getting more and more confident in this game. And I think I need to do more streams. I need to get faster and faster, and that's the best way for me to do it. But as lap 12 will come, lap 4 out of the 12th corner will give us a good indication of whether we or not have broken the resolve from Tati Mercado. We've got to reach that second advantage. If we reach that, it's over. And bear in mind, this lap time has been set with power setting 2, and across the line, it's an improvement. A 1:40.478 on power setting 2. This Grand Prix is in our bags. It's ours to lose at this stage. Brilliant stuff. I'm feeling very positive now. And of course, guys, if you are enjoying the content, be sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing as well, as we are getting closer to the 5k mark. Wow. This is going to be some surprise in this one, I'm telling you. 0.2 of a second, we are up into turn 4, a little bit wide. Don't touch the grass, for goodness sake. Touch the grass there and it's curtains. Touch it at your peril, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, speaking of that corner, that's where I started to crash, or at least had a bit of a habit of crashing in my Moto 3 career mode from a couple of months ago now. And to be honest with you, I've not even finished the Moto 2 MotoGP 22 career mode. That, goodness me, that has to be done sooner or later. I've got to get back into that after playing Superbike 22. Possibly when this season ends, I'll start back up with MotoGP 22, because I know there's still a lot of interest to finish that particular championship. But we now go to Lacaisha for the 5th time of asking, rather, as we now go to the tightest part of the apex there and run it a little bit deep. I kind of prefer the tighter apex than staying in tight, but I'm trying something new. We're a second ahead, and, well, we've got to really push. Nice and easy. Otherwise, we're going to end up making a mockery of this one, and I don't want to end up making a mistake. So we can push, but I better try and keep it within reason, because we're 1.2 seconds up, 1.3 seconds up at this point. I'm going to try and get the fast lap and then maybe consider dropping it down to 2 and saving it, but again, it's another fast lap of the Grand Prix. 4 laps in succession now into the 140s. 148, 144, 144.4 again, 140 flat. Would be nice to get into the 139s though, wouldn't you think? I mean, you can't be that close to the increment a second and then not get into it, but at the same time, it's not really necessary. The 25 points are far more important. We are not looking too promising with the fuel. This time around, let's not go wide into turn 4 if we can. We have gone a little bit wide. A little bit wider than I would have wanted. We lost 0.2 of a second to Tati Mercado. What a race. If this is Tati Mercado's final season within Superbike 22, then what a way to bow out. A podium finish here in Catalunya would be exactly what the Argentine wanted. Well, ooh, deep into TV3 there. We're up by 0.2 of a second and maybe a little bit more. But dropping it in to the right-hand side for turn 9 after that little mistake. It's not the end of the world, that simple single mistake, but got to pay attention and make sure we don't make that mistake again. Now, I didn't actually have the tyre display on there, but I did run the SCX tyre and the SC1. Felt like that was a very good competitive package, or at least I can't even say the word. It's a combination of tyres, should I say, but it is ultimately a competitive package now that we did the Mazzano test and stuck with our power favoured Kawasaki Ninja ZX10RR. Now as well, I have been doing all of the upgrades from the practice sessions and qualifyings in power. If you're struggling on the maximum difficulty, just upgrade the power, because that is where you're going to really notice the difference. So lots of power and you should be absolutely fine. But now into the final lap. Power setting 3 for hopefully the duration of this one, because we do have a bit of fuel to burn. Locatelli has got the best of Mercado and has positioned himself into second place. He'll be the bridesmaid of today's Grand Prix, but Tati Mercado still third, and you can see the gap on the left hand side of your screen there. It is literally just them two, so Mercado will guarantee a podium as long as he doesn't crash. But Alex Lowe's has moved himself up from 8th, maybe 7th position. He's now up into 4th, so great job from Alex Lowe's. Would love to share the podium with Mr. Lowe's, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's probably a little bit of a wishful thinking at this stage of the Grand Prix, but ultimately it only matters what we're doing, and that is about to set the fast lap of the race on the final lap. We are doing a stellar job here, and I feel fantastic. I feel so good with this Kawasaki around Catalunya. Now, I did give Catalunya a little bit of a bum rap, or a little bit of a disappointing result in our top 10 track list, but I was bored of it at the time, and I'm not bored of it now since we're doing so well. But at the same time, I do prefer the other tracks, but I'm just happy that we're being so competitive here in Spain. This could be the 4th victory in a row. It's going to be, our 7th victory of the season. This is special. This is Catalunya Corner, and this is going to be race 1 victory for us on the screen right now. Bring on the power, get across the line, and it's another improvement on the lap time, but most importantly, it is 25 championship points in the bag. So Tati Mercado did get the better of Andrea Locatelli and finished in 2nd, but most importantly, it's Grant Mercado and Locatelli on your podium for race 1 here in Catalunya. So now for the Super Pole session, it's SC1, SCQ tyre, and away we go. Brilliant start from Lecuona. It's pretty much a carbon copy. If Happy Siren comes through as well, it is definitely a carbon copy. Oh my goodness, Tamburini up there into the top 5 positions, and we are now pushing hard, but not quite going to be able to stick it to turn 1 after contact. We need to do the effort all over again. Locatelli ahead of us, and Happy Siren is there as well, but bear in mind guys, we have the SCQ tyre. This tyre is not going to last. It's going to fall off pretty quickly, so we do need to get a bit of a hurry on and get the top position. So it's Mercado from Lecuona, Grant in 3rd, Siren 4th, Locatelli in 5th. Toprak has done a little bit better this time around in 6th, Tamburini 7th, and Alex Lowe's representing the Kawasaki squad, or at least the factory Kawasaki at this stage of the Grand Prix, they're in 8th place. So there is Lecuona, and going into the TV3, I do feel this is where the AI are significantly slow, and right on cue there. Lecuona going too slow, holds me up in the corner, but we gotta find a way on Lecuona now rather than later, because the more this goes on, the more advantage that Mercado could get, and he was quick. He was absolutely rapid, no less, actually, in the full race just a moment ago, so I don't fancy Mercado getting away with it at the front. Gotta chase him down and hopefully retake some positions. Now into turn 12, Mercado's a bit deep. Lecuona looks like he wanted to take me out there temporarily, but was still in 2nd position after somewhat of a poor start. Now it's odd really, because whenever we play online my starts are pretty pucker, and if you're not familiar with that word, it means bloody good. And I gotta say, this time around it wasn't very good. It wasn't what we wanted, so power setting 3 enabled with the SCQ tyre, with the little bit of slipstream. We now have a chance to hopefully have a lunge, but my goodness, we picked up so much speed on the brakes into turn 1. Is this going to be our moment? Oh, not quite. We've run it deep. That was a bold and brave move, but I tell you what, the speed we got there was phenomenal. We were almost like on board a Ducati there. And look at Luca Mayas now as 2nd Kawasaki in this one. What's going on to Bautista? What's going on to Jonathan Ray? What is happening in this session? This is brilliant. This has been the most bizarre Super Bowl session ever. Didn't even see half of these names up in the practice sessions, but in the race, they're ready. They want it. And so does Tati Mercado, who's leading the Grand Prix. The number 36 is in the lead, but for how much longer? TV3 is definitely going to be a spot where we close in rather rapidly. So braking in now to the left-hand side. Here we go for turn 7. Change of direction, quick upshift. And now bringing on the power. Look at the front tyre there. They're getting rather warm on the left-hand side as we entered the TV3. I've got to be very careful I don't push that a bit too far. TV3 is an easy corner to make a mistake. And to be honest with you, I've just had a flashback as well for Lakaisha. Remember when we crashed here in the Moto2 career mode for MotoGP 22? Yes, I certainly do. I was in the pursuit of Sam Lowes at the time. As long as I'm not trailing him behind Alex Lowes, I think we should be okay with not doing a replication of doing that. But now bringing on the power, I'm going to try and challenge Mercado going into the final corner. Might pull a Rossi on him actually. To get him in the final corner would be beautiful, but no. Let's not do anything too stupid. We're on lap 2 of 4 here in the Super Bowl session, and the world champion is in pursuit. And now all of a sudden, look at the speed we're getting. Well, it's quite confusing this, because it feels like I'm going so much quicker, but then when I come out the slipstream I don't get any speed at all, so gotta try and stay with Mercado. The fastest man on circuit is us with a 1:40.998. That's not even a good lap time compared to what we were doing a moment ago. That's completely different. The SCQ tyre might have been a gamble here, and even the front tyre, that's really struggling. Maybe the temperature's increased, or maybe we're just getting that bit aggressive on the front brake. I'm desperate to get past Mercado at this point, and I tell you now, I'll put it down here, quote me on it if you want, but I think turn 7 is going to be the point where we overtake. Now into turn 5, we're going to get some great drive coming out this corner. I love turn 5. Into TV3, are we brave enough to go around the outside? Oh, predicting the future! It's beautiful! Up on the, well, round the outside, Pafuera style, call it the Grand Special. Round the outside, what an ace manoeuvre. Oh, never mind about that anymore. Mercado slips it up on the inside. Did not see that coming. Great battle from Tati Mercado. I thought once we got through, that was it. He didn't want it. He says, I want the first place, I don't want second. I was the bridesmaid earlier. You can be the bridesmaid. So now for the right-hand side for turn 12. Tati is going to run it deep, and we're going to sneak up on the inside, grab him by the scruff of the neck and bring him back as we are back in the top position. But Mercado is still there. He is still there. I've dropped it down to power setting 2, giving him a little bit of life and a chance of victory here in the Super Bowl session. We'll bring on the power and move over to the right-hand side, possibly, so we can keep away from his slipstream. Bit of a weave as well. Fastest man on circuit. We have got this one done. All depends what Tati Mercado can do into turn... Oh, there he is! For goodness me! Strong on the brakes, goes the satellite Honda. A bit of contacts made for turn 2. Happy Siren is now up into the top 3 positions. The last time I was in pursuit of 2 Honda Team Asia riders, that was in MotoGP 22, and that might have been in Catalunya as well, actually, where I crashed. Maybe I confused it early with Sam Lowe's crash, but anyway, this is reminiscent of the Honda Team Asia. It's the Hondas effectively against me, and I've got that sort of feeling, that familiarity of facing Agora and Chantra, but this time it's just Mercado and Cyrene. I don't know why, but it's just the Hondas. I think it's making me feel that way, but the MIE Honda is leading the way, and we are on the final lap, so buckle down, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for this. The SCQ on the right-hand side has nothing left. The right-hand side of the front tyre also has nothing left, so it's going to have to be a lunge up into Lakaisha for turn 10. Firm on the brakes. We've run it deep. Mercado takes over the front. Can we beat him? Is Mercado on another level, or is it us into turn 12? We do have the lead. Lorenzo said if you're leading by turn 10, you have the victory in your hands, but we know what happened there, and I'm not going to allow Mercado to pull a Valentino Rossi. But we'll now go into the right-hand side for Catalunya. Mercado thinks he's Rossi. Tati up on the inside. We need the power. Using the slipstream. Pull out the slipstream. Give everything you've got, and across the line we do take a wonderful victory. But my goodness, Tati Mercado, Valentino Rossi, they're the same person. So we win ahead of Tati Mercado by 47 thousandths of a second, and Locatelli finishes in third to sneak the final podium spot. But now it's time for race 2, the final race of today's video, the final race for me today. So bringing on the power, there is Tati Mercado starting in second after a terrific race just a moment ago. We're going to drop down to 4th, 5th, possibly 6th. Hard on the brakes will go, coming around the outside of not 1 but 2 but 3. That's brave. We're off the circuit, regaining the position. Do we regain safely? We do. Now, I know the rule is actually if you do go off the track there, you need to take the exit route, or the actual long lap sort of route. We didn't do it this time around. And I guess that's okay because we only did just briefly cut across the circuit there, but we did come back on, so I would say that's fair. Let me know in the comments section, what did you guys think? Do you reckon I should have gone for the full long route there, or is what we've done okay? But anyway, oh, Locatelli up on the inside. I wanted to go for that sweeping line. That has been hindered by the Yamaha as we're going to try and sneak up on the inside of the Yamaha now. A bit of returning the favour. Well, look at the MIE up Honda, boys. Think of what this would do for their sponsors. Absolutely fantastic. Think what it would do for the confidence of Mercado and Cyrene as well. Maybe we stay with them and just watch to see how this one plans out. But for now, I'm not going to sit there. I want to get through. I want to get this one done and dusted so we can move over to the next particular circuit, which I think is Portimao. Oh, look at this. The double overtake into turn 10, into turn 11. We have the lead. Turn 12 beckons us for another stunning overtake manoeuvre. We've seen Mercado pull something off earlier, then we retaliated. But this time around, it's lap 1 of race 2, and we have regained the lead. 0.3 of a second split already. Mercado second, Cyrene third, and once again, only one or maybe two championship contenders are there right now. Lackawanna in 6th, and myself in 1st place. And bear in mind, we have pulled probably 50 points on Alvaro Bautista. But speaking of the pocket-sized Spaniard, he is now up into 8th position on the rocket ship. So we are taking quite a hefty chunk of points away from the Spaniard. And now I think about it, we were around 33 something points behind Bautista, and if we've had 50 points now, bear in mind he may or may not have finished in the top 10, we could actually have the championship lead at this point. This is something I need to look into. I think we may have, unless this race puts him very close to us. I'm not sure. I'm keen to see now at the end of this Grand Prix. So hopefully for us it's smooth sailing and we can take the championship lead. That would be unbelievable. No way I would expect that, honestly. Considering how difficult this AI has been this season, this is going to be a massive surprise, and a welcome one at that. But we do go wide into turn 9. That's a surprise and a half. 0.3 of a second difference, 2.5 tenths. I must stay focused and pay attention to the race rather than getting excited about a championship lead. Now, we haven't led a Superbike 22 championship, so this could be something absolutely insane. I'm very keen to see what we can produce. Mercado still in 3rd, Cyrene 2nd. 2 Yamahas follow them from the Honda of Lackawanna. Bautista, whoa, Bautista took them both. Okay, so Bautista is not a happy bunny anymore. He maybe wants to regain some positions here in Montmello. So we'll, I guess we'll track that as we continue to race. But we've got to focus now on getting the victory. SC1 DX1 tyre as mentioned. If you've seen a video I did a couple of days ago, maybe a couple of days ago, depends when I uploaded the video, I did discuss the benefits of having a DX1 tyre, and this is probably one of the first tracks I experienced it, and that is the DX1, the development rear tyre, does give you a big boost on acceleration when coming out of corners. Not a boost in the sense of making sure that the tyre goes quicker, but a boost in the sense of the grip is stronger. So when you bring on the power a bit more aggressively, the rear tyre doesn't skip and slide as much. It's something to definitely try yourself, because you might find you don't like it as much, but I find this version gives me a lot more stability coming out of corners, and I really appreciate that. I do prefer it quite a significant amount, and I guess it's evident with the riding right now as we are now 0.7 of a second quicker than Cyrene right now. Not happy with that lap time. I'm sure we'll improve it as this one goes, but it was only the 2nd lap. So yeah, we've got time, plenty of time in this one, and of course with Cyrene in 2nd, Locatelli 3rd, Top Rack now down to 4th, and Alvaro Bautista moving up the order. He's up to 5th position. Lackawanna in a spot where he should be taking championship points. Kinda messed it up here. The man from Valencia in 8th position right now can do a lot better than that. And I think he should have really taken advantage of what's been given to him today, but still, no sign of Jonathan Rea. Not a single mention of the Northern Irishman in this race today. In any of them. In the race 1, Super Bowl, and now this. No Alex Lowe's either, so the top Kawasaki's, can you believe it, is the rookie, number 11, who's leading the Grand Prix, and number 7, or excuse 7th place, the number 44, Luca Mayas. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I cannot believe those are the 2 top Kawasaki's here today. Didn't see that coming at all. But it's a 1:42 for us right now, so that is a massive improvement, a whole second quicker than the previous lap time. And we also have 1.4 seconds clear from the man in second place, Hafiz Cyrene. Oh, what a great job for the MIE Hondas, and Hafiz Cyrene for taking second place. I'm just happy for him. You know, it's a video game, but man, that's awesome. That's so cool to see, because most importantly, takes points off Alvaro Bautista, doesn't it? That is excellent for us, but we must feast our eyes to the fuel down below there. 0.4 of fuel. May have to consider dropping down to power setting 2. I guess what I'll do is I'll push on this lap. We went a little bit deep into TV3 there. Hopefully improve the lap time, get into the 1:39s like we did at the end of race 1, and then we'll drop it down to power setting 2. I don't think we really need to push like mad. I know we did improve the lap time earlier on with power setting 2, so it's not like we can't do it, but we'll keep a little bit in reserve just in case, because you never know, if I make a mistake or anything like that, then I'm going to need to. And I feel really good, and I want to keep pushing, so I want to keep on going. But something else to mention as well, guys, I think I neglected to say, so I guess I'll mention it now anyway. This video was recorded with my RTX 2080 Super, which I'm now doing the voiceover for the AMD card. So if it doesn't look as good as recent videos, then don't panic. It's just because I've been using the 2080 Super's encoding and rendering, downloading, what do you call it? Rendering and encoding and recording. I cannot find my words tonight, but yeah. So if it does look a little bit different, that's all it really is. But 1.7 seconds ahead of Hafiz at this stage of the Grand Prix. I'm surprised that we haven't been pushed in this one. I really am. Still using power setting 3 as we now go into turn 4. Let's not get caught out there. We mentioned it earlier. I don't want to mention it again. Good. Okay. As long as we don't crash into turn 4, I'm a happy man, but we also don't need to be getting too aggressive with acceleration and pulling an Alvaro Bautista like he did on the Honda. Whoa, hearts in mouth stuff as we touch the apex for the left-hand side there for turn 5. We don't need to be pushing this much, but I just want to get into the 139s again. I just want it. Let me do it, please. But into the right-hand side. Oh, I swear I saw a change on the left-hand side of the screen there. Didn't quite see who it was, but there was some sort of change, and I really do hope that the two Yamahas of Top Rack and Locatelli can keep Bautista away from the podium. I really do want to lead the championship after this one. That is going to be a massive motivator. The race in Donington Park was absolutely heartbreaking. It really was. I struggled even making that video at all, because I hate it when I look bad. Not the sense of looking bad as in, like, I don't mind messing up, but I just looked absolutely terrible. My riding was ugly. I didn't like the way I was manoeuvring the bike. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, you see, so I don't really like showing the worst, but I did, and you guys seem to have appreciated that. So this is so big, to be back up at the front, winning races, dominating races no less, taking pole positions, kicking ass and taking names. This is what we want. This is what we need. So I'm feeling really good right now, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this one. I know we are quite far ahead, and there's not really much to discuss at this point, but we are putting in the lap times, and we're having fun. And that's all that really matters. So, of course, if you want to compete with myself and a few other races as well, you can do so on the Sundays. I'm going to start, well, I say start, I have been live streaming for the past couple of weeks, and I don't see it ending anytime soon. And with Superbike coming to its conclusion, MotoGP coming to its finale, and BSB already ending, I think we're going to have to do something else at Sundays to keep us entertained, and if it means more streams, then so be it. I'm a happy man. But into, small moment for turn 9 there. The right-hand side on the front tyre is feeling a bit worse for wear. It does look that way, and same can be said for the rear tyre. But we just keep on pushing, but not too aggressively, I would say, and power setting 2 seems to be a good balance around this circuit. You don't seem to lose a significant amount of time. On the straights you could manipulate it where you change to power setting 3, then return back to the second power setting. But into the final split we'll go. This could be another improvement here. Nice and tight to the apex of the Catalunya corner. It's a 2-second advantage for us. Bring on the power. Could it be an improvement? I don't think it'll get us into the 139s, but across the line it is another red lap time for us. It's the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, a 1:40.168 for the man on board the Kawasaki, and 2.3 seconds up the road from Hafiz Cyrene. Can you believe it? We are doing a stellar job here today, but this is the final lap of the Catalunya round, and I know I'm bored of Catalunya, or at least I was bored of Catalunya. I don't think I am now. I could take 3 more races here for the rest of the season, and then hopefully we'll have another great performance. But from Misano, from the first couple of wins, that was high pressure. The AI was ruthless, but we managed to take all 3 victories. Manicours had a bit of a battle, but ultimately we felt very strong there and very, very confident. And now here in Catalunya, dominant. Yes, the Super Bowl race was a little bit interesting, but I think the gamble with the SEQ tyre didn't pay off, but we still won. And here, going with the DX1 and the SC1 tyres seems to be the combination that works stellar. So we can't be mad, we cannot be disappointed. The bike is working brilliantly, and now it's time for the contract negotiations. And I was thinking I will not move from this team until we win a championship, but now, if we're in that championship standing, maybe I need to start talking to some of the teams. Maybe we want to have a little bit of a chin wag with some of the bosses and see if we can move across. But ultimately my decision won't be made until maybe a little bit later on in the season. I'm not ready yet to pull the plug. But ultimately, I don't want to move unless it's a factory team. I don't want to move to another satellite team. I want the factory team, and I want to congratulate ourselves as Top Rat crashed in the final corner way across the line, and actually I think we just improved it to get into the 139s. We win race 2 here in Catalunya, and we did a 139.977. So it's Grant ahead of Happy Siren, who gets a podium and his first one in World Superbike, and Locatelli finds himself back on the podium for the first time in quite a while. Bautista only finishing in 4th place inspires me to believe that we may have the championship lead, so we'll look at this one. 62 points for us, the maximum amount of points for us. Mercado and Locatelli finish on the podium in 2nd and 3rd. And the most interesting part, do we have the championship lead? Yes, we do! Oh my goodness, for the first time this season, we are 10 points clear from Bautista and Lecuona, and 74 clear from the main target, if you will, to the factory Kawasaki team of Jonathan Ray, and 81 clear from the world champion. What a recovery. This is almost Pecco Bagnaia-esque in MotoGP. Well, looking at the Constructors' Championship, Kawasaki leading the way, now by 32 points clear from Honda, after regaining the lead in Manicours, 46 clear from Ducati, 55 clear from Yamaha, and 262 clear from BMW. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Another Part Ferme celebration for us, our 6th in succession, and I guess that concludes the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching the video. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comments section down below. Consider subscribing and hitting the like button, it does help the channel quite a lot. And finally, big thank you to you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.